To go further than the horse and carriage can take them, they will ask one of us, or English person, to drive them in their vehicle, and they will pay for your gas. Since they don't have any electric in their houses, they use these pulley lines up here on the right, from a high pole to a low pole, or from the back door to a barn. They'll hang their wash right over an area where they can still work, usually right over a garden. They all have what's called a kitchen garden. They'll eat out of that garden all year round. They'll can hundreds of jars of food, and they will have a roadside stand for us, and they will have the honor system. They'll put a price on everything in that stand and then have a container for money. He also has a cottage business. He has a sign out front, but it is all faded from the sun. But the long building in the back, he makes custom kitchen cabinets. So again, here with the sign out, anyone is permitted to be on the property. Now, all along here, we've been seeing all these Amish properties, one right after the other. However, we all live together as friends and neighbors. No one is isolated from the community. Now he's making sure he doesn't look at us, so we can't wave to him. Right next door is an English family. They have vehicles, they have electric going in, they decorate the same as we do. The next property coming up on the right in front of us is a school. We have over 250 of these one-room schoolhouses. They are all privately owned and operated by the Amish. They go 1 through 8th grade. They also have an outhouses, a little girls' room, a little boys' room. This is the only place in Lancaster County where you'll see outhouses. It is a law that all residents have indoor plumbing and hot and cold running water. We also have a handful of special needs schools for these children. There's usually about 30 children at each one of these schools. Right in front of us is a big red building. It's a Mennonite church. And right across the street from it is the Mennonite school. That goes 1 through 8th grade, just like the Amish. However, when they graduate from 8th grade, they will go on to a local high school, a local privately owned Mennonite school, and maybe even college. Now, as we go along, we're not going to see any Amish churches. The Amish moved here for religious freedom. They learned to worship in secret and hiding because they were being persecuted for their religion in Europe. However, they still worship in secret and hiding. The over 30,000 that we have are divided into church groups of about 150 people. And that 150 people all take turns having worship service at their house. So we won't see any churches. In that 150 people, they have a bishop, 2 ministers, and a deacon. The bishop makes sure everybody's following all the rules. And the deacon makes sure the 150 are all taken care of. The next intersection in front of us, I just call it our English intersection because everyone there has electric going in and displaying flags and has vehicles. So it's all English there. But we all live next door to each other. We're all friends and neighbors, so it doesn't matter if we have an English house tucked in with the Amish or an Amish house tucked in with the English. We're fine. Since the Amish only have an 8th grade education, they use our doctors and our hospitals and our libraries and our banks. They use home birthing. They have a midwife come in and do the birthing. Unless it's going to be difficult, then they might use the hospital. They use a lot of home remedies and homeopathic. They're very rarely sick. If you're in our hospital emergency room, they're just full of English people, not Amish people. Here's our English corner. Everybody's English here. But on the other side of this fence on the right is an Amish house. You can tell by it has no electric line going in, and it has shades at the windows. They use the shades to help regulate the temperature and the light in those houses. Everything's always very neat and tidy. Again, the wash line going from there. They have this from the tree down to the garage there. Now in that 150, if more than 30 children need to go to school, someone in that district will donate a piece of property and they'll build a new school. On the other side of this cornfield, up there is a new school they just built about 2 years ago. They are using modern material. There isn't anything in the Bible that says they cannot use modern material. They do all their own building. They build their own houses and their barns and of course their schools. Now several years ago one of the barns burnt down close by here on a Thursday. All the Amish got together and rebuilt and had them up and running by the following Tuesday. The next property we're going to talk about is the front cover of your equipment. The mules are still taking the equipment through the fields. I was hoping we could see somebody working out in the fields today. It's fun watching the baler go by and also the piece of equipment that wraps that white plastic around it. It's very interesting to watch.
Or south, but it's very dry.
Yep. I'm hearing you.
So my name is Chris. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to ask, and you can take pictures however you like.
Okay, thank you.
The horses' names are Tony and Doc.
Tony and Doc.
Tony's to the left and Doc's to the right.
Oh, did you hear? Please tell me what the horses' names are.
Yep. Yep.
Now, were they previously raced horses?
No, these type of horses don't. They're known for their strength. They don't have much
I was
speed.
going to say, yeah. We're going to have to find a room way back.
In Pennsylvania.
That red brick building you see there, other side of the highway, is Boston's Fruit Farm. It's a Mennonite-owned store. It's been in the same family for 100 years. Last year they celebrated their 100th anniversary. It's a very popular store. They have like 80 acres of orchards. Yep. They're to the left of some of their peach trees. Our peach season is just out of the street. Now a week ago these trees were loaded with peaches. They're already picked. They were picking up here today. Up here there's another package of peach trees. They were picking out there. Our peaches at home. Is that right? Ross got them. Come on. Yeah.
Oh, boy, would I get these things. Peaches.
Oh, are they?
Peach. Wonderful. Oh, my
And
goodness.
corn.
They look good, don't
Corn.
I don't see peaches like that at home.
It was on Facebook that Becky had on Facebook that she's in a relationship.
The average size for farms in this area is about 70 acres. About 80% of them are owned and operated by Amish families, and about 80% of them are